Hi, my name is Nubia Baraza, and I started this journey back in January 2015. I didn't have any symptoms. I don't know why Oh, yeah. So back in the holidays of 2014, I had a little white pimple underneath my left armpit. And what do you do with pimples? You pop them. And that's exactly what I did. And instead of it going away, it just kept growing. And then I was like, well, I finally had a good job. I had started my career and I had health insurance. Yay for health insurance. So I set up my yearly pap smear, and the doctor there referred me over to my general practitioner, and he referred me to ultrasound because he knew my family history. My cousin passed away from a very rare form of ovarian cancer at the age of 26. She battled it for 2 years. I battled it with doctors for 2 years, but it was like a 4 year process before anyone actually believed her. And so my piece, I thank him for me still being here because he took me seriously and referred me to the ultrasound. And the day came when I had my appointment and I checked in, and the registration lady, she's like, "You're gonna have your mammogram first." And I was like, "Mammogram? Am I old enough for that?" I had just turned 31, but I was like, "Okay, well, here we go." And so the images were taken. I was waiting in a little area where you just sit and wait for the images to be read right away. And she's like, "The doctor ordered more um, on your right side." And I was like, "Oh," in my head, I was like, "Wow, I'm here for my left side, not my right. Okay, what's going on?" And then come to find out, um, the ultrasound also confirmed that there was some calcifications. And so a biopsy was ordered that same day. I couldn't get it done. I had to wait 7 days, and 7 days came and got the needle biopsy done. 3 days later, I get a phone call at work from the surgeon letting me know that she didn't have good news. I was at work about to start one of my group therapy groups, and I just was bawling. So I left work for the appointment with my fiance at the time. And in 2 weeks, I already had all my appointments set up, all the scans, and I was introduced to a clinical trial. So I participated in the clinical trial, and I had a kind of a response. It shrank the tumor to where I was eligible for a lumpectomy. And then I had radiation. No, so I had the surgery first and then the radiation. And then after the radiation and surgery, I was already married. So within that like 6 months of being diagnosed, I was also planning a wedding, got married, and the week later had my final chemotherapy and had a month off. And during that month, I had my back, had the surgery, radiation, and then started my because I'm triple some hormone plus HER2 positive as well. So I was on, oh my gosh, HER2. I forgot the names of the um, immunotherapies that I was on for HER2. Progesterone and Herceptin. Yes, Herceptin for 12 months. And I was also on hormone blockers, so Lupron injections, and then by December I had started my AIs. I refused tamoxifen, so I was on a different um, hormone receptor blockage medication. Um, and I continued to work full time. Stacy didn't really give mind to like what had just happened until the AIs. Oh man. That was probably and still is the worst part of going through treatment is the aftermath because your body changes so much and you're not prepared for it. You're prepared for the active treatment, but after that, it's like you're kind of on your own. At least that's how I felt like. Um, the husband at the time was very supportive during active treatment and afterwards. Um, Not so much, but it was okay because I was surrounded by a bunch of therapists at work. So they were my lifeline. Um, let's fast forward 3 years. We had moved out of the Bay Area to be able to afford to buy our own home. And so we moved to the Central Valley and I started working in a town where health disparities were very prominent. I didn't think that I would be um not I don't want to say a victim, but I didn't think that because well, I had a good job, I had good health insurance, and my first experience with treatment was it was a one-stop shop. A lot of the things were done for me, and maybe that was because of the clinical trial that my care was so attentive. And it wasn't like that when I lived in the Central Valley. I had to do a lot of the legwork. I found my own cancer hospital, and it took a long time to get my medical records over to the new hospital, or I was going to continue my maintenance treatment. Um, and because I was really young when I got diagnosed. My first oncologist said that after 3 years of the hormone blockers, I could take a break to start a family. So that's what we did. And during that time that I wasn't on any type of treatment, I started getting a really bad pain, like my back, where I eventually got so bad that I couldn't sleep. Um, and three oncologists later, so the turnover rate was really high because of where we were at. And the third oncologist finally, after 3 months of blood work, noticed a pattern that my inflammation markers had increased a lot each month that I would go in for my Lupron injections. And he ordered scans and the referral, I don't know if it got lost, but a month later I didn't hear back. And so I went and I asked, like, hey, I haven't had anybody call me about my scans. And so I took the referral myself and I dropped it off where it was supposed to go. It wasn't a one-stop shop there. I did a lot of the legwork. And so then finally, it took 3 months to actually get everything completed. And when I went in with the husband at the time, we got the news that I lit up a Christmas tree and that my cancer had come back and that was stage 4 and that I only had 5 years to live. Um, it was very devastating for me because we were planning to start a family. So that was like the forefront of my concern. I was like, oh no, what does this mean? I have to go back on treatment. Okay, fine. Little did I know that treatment at stage 4 is very different than early stage cancer. I learned real quick, and the type of biopsy that was needed could be completed by any surgeon nearby. And I went to Stanford and I asked them to refer me to their cancer center because I didn't feel taken care of where I was at currently. And so when I went to Stanford, I got my biopsy done and then I started my active treatment for stage 4 metastatic breast cancer at Stanford. And during that year treating at Stanford, I had gone through four four lines of treatment. Um, the HER2's aggressive, and by that year, my husband had been promoted, and we had to move out of California and to Arizona. And my fifth line of treatment was going to be a clinical trial. And so I researched what hospitals in Arizona near where we were going to live carried that clinical trial and moved to Arizona. And I found the clinical trial that I wanted at City of Hope. And I was accepted into it. And it was night and day from where I came from to City of Hope. I felt really taken care of. You walk in, and I've been treating there now for 5 years, 5 years, um, almost 5 years. And it's like I walk into Cheers, everybody knows your name. I feel very welcomed. It's a very healing place. Um, I'm seen, I'm heard, I'm not just a number. I don't know if many people can say this, but I I love counting the days to when I get treatment because I get to see my chosen family. City of Hope has really became part of my family, and I really attribute the care that I received there to me still being alive. Um, the stress that I was under in California, it was I think it really impacted. I mean, went through 4 lines of treatments in like 6 months, and here at City of Hope, um, maybe 3, and I've been on this last one for almost 2 years, and I'm stable. In 2021, um, I got the news that the migraine that I was having was actually the breast cancer metastasized to my brain. And that was a little devastating, but I knew I was going to be okay because I'm in good hands and I trust my medical team, my care team. Um, Cancer fighters were there for me. I met a lot of my good friends through the cancer fighter activities. So I'm so grateful for cancer fighters and so lucky to be able to still continue my treatment there. Um, I refuse to treat anywhere else, and they've moved land and sea to be able to keep me there. And I'm so grateful for the entire City Hope Phoenix team there, cancer fighters, my chosen family there. I really do recommend to anybody who is going or starting or needs a second opinion on their cancer journey to really take into consideration City of Hope Phoenix. You will see the difference in care tremendously, and it's like I said, very healing. If you look stressed, anybody walking near you will stop you and say, "Hi, my name is so and so. How can I help?" And I haven't experienced that anywhere else but where I'm at. And I will be there until I'm not. And the great news is I've been treating with City Hope for 5 years. So this year I get to celebrate with the Celebration of Life event, and I get to walk down that hallway. I'm not going to be able to ever ring a bell, but I am walking down that hallway and celebrating 5 years with City of Hope. Yay! I'm so excited for that opportunity, and it's really a blessing to be able to do that walk.